Bad news first. 133 days till Christmas. Is everybody ready? But the good news is you should all pat yourselves on the back because we are in the best of the 3 tracks. And you probably already know that because you chose to come. But in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to try to give you a little more perspective about why this is clearly the best track. And then we're going to knock it dead with a great cast of really smart business leaders that we have today. So I want to set the stage really quick. You can't have a cross-channel track without this obligatory slide. And I know a bunch of you probably can't read all of it. It's not important. These are like the definition slides. Like, hey, we used to be single channel. We just had retail stores. And then we became multi-channel. We had a different team running each of these different touch points. And then we became omni-channel. That meant the teams had each other's phone numbers, right? Or they could talk to each other in cross-channel. And then omni-channel, we're all trying to work together under one roof. Secret, I hate all those buzzwords. And the reason I hate them is because they all repeat and emphasize exactly the wrong word, channel, right? To me, channels is how we ran our businesses in the past. And I think the world's changing, and I want to show you why. So, show of hands, how many of you remember the dark ages of e-commerce? How many of you remember way back to 2010? Yeah, we have some old timers in the audience. So this was a channel, Amazon, sold direct. The whole point of this site was to collect orders in this cart and check out. 2009, those businesses looked like about 4% of all retail. And my argument is that was the peak of e-commerce back then, 2010. And the reason I say that is because today, the world is entirely different. Today, shoppers walk into stores with a supercomputer in their pocket and drive us all crazy, right? We've all heard of showrooming. You've all seen the crazy stats on mobile adoption. I call the mobile device the Sputnik moment. Is everyone familiar with the concept behind the Sputnik moment? Our parents woke up in 1957. Oh my God, Russia's in space. The world's different, right? The mobile device walking into the store is the Sputnik moment for all of us in this room. And I'm just going to share some of the fun stories and data points around that, right? Like this is Pope Benedict's inauguration in 2005. Cool picture of St. Peter's Basilica. This is Pope Francis's inauguration in 2013, right? And the stats are frightening. 10 mobile devices activated for every baby born every day right now. There are already more smartphones in the world than there are toothbrushes. So these supercomputers are changing a lot of things, and they're changing customer behavior. 80% of us check the phone before we get out of bed. Anyone in this audience? I know I do. Yeah, I see a bunch of guilty faces. And we check the bloody thing 150 times a day. Some of those times, we're asking a question about a shopping trip, right? The scary one, you all have access to your own analytics. You know about your unique visitors on mobile and all that stuff. But ComScore tells us 48% of the time users spend on retail sites are on mobile devices. We've already hit a critical mass. And that's not even talking about the tablets. This is a crazy graph of the blue is the first 12 quarters of iPhone adoption, and the red is the first 12 quarters of iPad adoption. The iPad is already the fastest adopted technology in the history of humanity. So the tablets and the smartphones are a huge deal, and they're becoming a big chunk of the e-commerce revenue. 11% last year, 25% in a couple of years. So that's a game changer. I want you to think about what that means for us in the post-channel world when this mobile device has brought all of the channels together. It means that a retailer like Best Buy, whom I used to work with, 60% of the people that walk through the front door at Best Buy started on BestBuy.com before they got in their car and drove to the store. And today, 50% of the people that buy something from BestBuy.com ship it to a store. What channel is that, right? Google says that last Christmas, 76% of consumers were doing research online prior to walking in the store. It's going to be bigger this Christmas. One of my favorite customers, definitely recommend you check them out. Moose Jaw Mountaineering. They have 6 stores in Michigan. 11% of all their sales in the store at the cash register are for products they don't carry in the store. It's endless aisle, right? Again, what channel is that? Deloitte did an awesome study. 21% of all the sales that happen on the web are influenced by people driving to a store and checking out products. So this omni-channel commerce anywhere experience, it goes both ways. And the final stat that I'm going to bore you with, the numbers are awesome. A great retailer, Belk, customers that only shop online spend an average of $100 a year. Customers that visit stores spend like, what, $350 bucks. But customers that use all of Belk's touch points spend $1,000 a year. We're going to come back to this later in the day when we're talking about attribution and understanding lifetime value of customer. But to me, that's fascinating that our most valuable customers don't care about channels. And one of my all-time favorite examples to sum all this up, Walmart. Remember we were talking about the dark ages back in 2009? These guys were a dinosaur in 2009. Oh my gosh, they're brick and mortar. They're never going to get digital. They're never going to understand it. This site today is the 4th largest e-commerce site in the United States of America. It gets 130 million unique visitors a month, and they'll sell over $10 billion online this year. Pretty big deal, right? Like, they've done an amazing job of catching up and staying relevant in this huge paradigm shift. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. Notice the simple, clear messaging. There is one product on that site, on that homepage, that has clear visual prominence. It's the steak, right? You know what's interesting about that? Walmart doesn't sell steak online. 130 million unique visitors a month. They're not advertising something you can put in the cart. They're advertising something you have to drive to the store and buy, right? We're in the post-channel world. Channels don't matter anymore. And so today, 44% of all sales in the world is digital influenced, right? We're almost halfway there. And if you remember the 4% from 2009, you can draw the pretty cool graph. And we're going to come right back to that. But I want you to think really quickly about what tomorrow looks like. And I hope all the super geeky people in the room that recognize my retail geek moniker know what this is a reference to. You can't have a future slide without a time-traveling DeLorean. So tomorrow, that supercomputer that we carry in our phone, we're going to wear it on our face, right? You already don't go online anymore. We're online all the time. And when these things are on our face, we're not going to turn things on anymore. We're always going to be on. We're always going to be connected. And think about what that might mean to shopping. So I brought a cool little video to give you one example of what always-on, ubiquitous digital information might look like in the shopping world. And if you can roll the beautiful bean footage for me.
What are you doing on time? I just have to go by the grocery store to grab some quick pre-party dinner. I'm about to do the same. Map my grocery list. Receipt keeper.
I won't be asking that question.
Nutritional info. 340 calories? Yes.
Hey, honey, how's it going?
Hi, Mama.
Hey, perfect timing. I'm trying to decide between a peanut butter cream pie and apple for the party. These apple pies are made with fresh Fuji apples from California.
Peanut butter cream, of course. And the party, ready to go.
Okay, great. See you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Check out. Are we gonna make it?
Yes, right on
So
schedule.
that's the very near future. And what does that mean to our little graph? It means 4% is at 44% today. And in the very near future, 100% of all shopping experiences are going to be influenced by digital. And so when I say this is the best session here, it's because this session, we're talking about this transition and what all of us need to be doing in a today world where 44% of all sales are influenced by the work that we do in this room. And in the very near future, when we're going to influence 100% of the $3.5 trillion in sales that happen in the US every year. So I, for one, am super excited about this. I hope you share my excitement.